Hello everyone, I am Pratap here. We are at lesson 8.2 examples video related to trend identification based on zone violation and also another concept LOTL, level on the top of the level or level over the level. These are the two ways people will represent the word LOTL. And both these concepts you already learned in lesson 8.2 training video. This is examples video. So that is the reason why I request you, first you complete lesson 8.2 training video and then you get into the examples video. You can access all the training videos at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So to access the lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Playlists. Here you have two important playlists. One is Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. Here you have all the training lessons are available. And another important playlist, examples related to Supply Demand Zone Price Action course. First you open Supply Demand Zone Price Action course by clicking View Full Playlist. Now you can access all the training lessons up to lesson 30. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1, all the training lessons are placed in an order. So I request you, in case if this is your first visit, I request you first complete lesson 1.1, then go to the examples playlist, complete lesson 1.1 examples. After that you get into lesson 1.2 video, complete it, and then again you get into examples video lesson 1.2. That way, in that way you complete up to lesson 8.2. That is a trend based on zone violation and also LOTL concept. And once you complete this, then you get into this examples video. Okay, before we get into the examples, first let me quickly summarize what you already learned in lesson 8.2 theoretical video. In lesson 8.2 you learned trend can also be calculated or identified based on zone violation concept. Zone violation you already learned in lesson 7. Okay, in lesson 8.1 you learned a trend identification based on swing highs and swing lows. But here you are learning purely supply demand zone based trend calculation concept. Okay, how you can calculate? Suppose if the current trend is a downtrend, and downtrend changes to the sideways trend when a supply zone is violated. And the sideways trend changes to uptrend when the next supply zone is violated or pierced. Pierced is also same as a zone violation, but there are other concepts related to pierced zones you will be learning in lesson 28. Okay, the next, the uptrend changes to sideways when a demand zone is violated. If the current trend is uptrend, that changes to sideways when demand zone is violated or pierced. And the sideways trend changes to downtrend when the next demand zone is violated or pierced. This is how you can observe trend changes based on the demand zone violation or supply zone violation. Apart from that, there are two more important points related to LOTL. Level on the top of the level or level over the level. Either way you can pronounce. Okay, when two demand zones or two supply zones overlap with each other, that is called as LOTL scenario, level on the top of the level. And another important point, they are not exactly overlapped, but the distance between two demand zones or the distance between two supply zones is almost negligible or very, very minimal. Then that is also called level on the top of the level scenario. And remember, in LOTL scenarios, if both the overlapped zones violate, then only trend will be changed. Because they are already overlapped, both should be violated. And then only trend. Either both should be violated or pierced, either scenario. If one overlapped zone is violated and the another one is not violated, trend won't be changed. This is what you should understand. That's a very, very important point you should remember. So this is the summary of lesson 8.2. Now let's get into the examples videos. Example charts. The first one is a Bitcoin. I have selected. If somebody may ask, what is the current trend in the Bitcoin? So how do you calculate? See, when the previous low reached, what could be the trend? That you should understand first. From there, you should try to assess the current trend. See, when prices reached this swing low, see, it violated all the demand zones. See, here we have a demand zone, rally, 2 base candles and rally. You have one more rally, 3 base candles and rally. Here you have LOTL scenario is also there. Drop base rally in case if you, but I'm not convinced fully with this as a large candle. So that's why rally base rally. See, this first one is violated. So definitely trend would have been changed to sideways if this is the uptrend at this stage. Why I am saying uptrend? See, it's violated all the supplies and reached the all-time high. So definitely trend could have been uptrend by the time it reached here. So the uptrend is changed to sideways by violating this rally base rally. And the next demand zone is violated and then the trend would have been changed to downtrend by the time it reaches. Okay, now here you see rally base drop. This rally base drop, this supply zone is violated here. And now trend is changed to sideways. And next one more zone is here. Drop base drop. Currently it is tested. Is it violated? No. It is a tested zone. But this is a violated zone. See, if a zone is tested, trend won't be changed. Only zone should be violated or pierced. Either one. Suppose the first one pierced, then trend will be changed. After that, again the same zone is violated. Trend remains same because it is already pierced. Any pierced zones, later it will be violated. At the time, it should not affect trend. Whichever happens, zone violation or pierced in this particular zone, whichever happens first, at the time trend will be changed. Next time, the trend will not be affected because already it is involved in the trend change. Once a zone is pierced, what does it mean? All institutional orders are consumed. So next time easily violated. So that's why after piercing zone is violated, at the time it will not involve in the trend identification. Either zone first whether it is pierced or first it is violated, then trend will be changed. So that is what happened here. After that you should not depend on this zone. You have to remove it for the trend calculation. Even if it is pierced or violated, you have to remove that zone from the chart for the trend calculation. Pierced zones we will keep on the charts because of the pierced zone strategy that you learned in lesson 28. But otherwise, trend calculation you won't keep on the charts. So, okay, this zone is gone. Trend is sideways. Now, sideways trend is going on in Bitcoin. In case if this supply zone is violated, then Bitcoin trend will be changed to uptrend. Or again here you see, you have failed ERC candle as a leg in 1, 2, 3, 4 base candles. In case if this demand zone is violated, here we have a demand zone. Let me change the color. Okay, so here we have a demand zone. If this demand zone is violated, trend will be changed? No. Why? Let us draw another zone here. Below this LOTL scenario is there. So almost distance is negligible. If some more gap is there, we would have considered the next one. But negligible gap, almost negligible or very small gap. That's why we can say both zones are in LOTL. If both are violated then, but here one more LOTL scenario is also there. See here. But this is already pierced. This zone is already pierced. Where? Here. In this candle, it is pierced, it seems. Let me check what is the low of this candle. Low is 107,303. Here low 107,270. So this zone is pierced already. Because it is pierced, already by the time downtrend, now downtrend is continued to the downtrend. See, previously this demand zone is violated, next one is violated. Let me check, is there any LOTL scenario here? Demand zone, maybe LOTL, or if you consider this gap is not really negligible, that is a different. In case even if we consider LOTL, see this is PS, definitely trend would have been changed to downtrend. Now all these zones are gone. Definitely when prices reached here, trend is downtrend, no doubt in that. Now by this rally base drop, supply zone is violated here completely. And now trend is changed to sideways. And if this supply zone is violated, trend will be changed to uptrend. In case if this demand zone is violated, and we have LOTL scenario, if both the demand zones are violated, then again trend will be changed to downtrend. And you can't refer this because it is already pierced. Okay, now this is valid. This is a new demand zone. This is a new demand zone. But both are LOTL because the distance is almost negligible. If both together are violated, then only trend will be changed to again downtrend because current trend is sideways. And if the supply zone is violated, trend will be changed to uptrend. So the key point here, how the trend is going to change in future in Bitcoin. Currently it is sideways. Until one of these zones violate, it continues in the sideways. Maybe it will be moving between these zones until one of these zones are violated. So this is what you should understand about Bitcoin's current scenario at the time of recording this video. Okay, next one is gold. What is the gold scenario? See, gold, definitely by seeing the chart, gold is uptrend because gold is already broke all the zones and reached all-time high. That means it might have violated all the supply, no more supplies on the chart. By violating all the supplies, definitely the trend is uptrend. That's why at all-time high, gold is like moving, it is flying. Moving very sharply, making new all-time highs again and again. Until one of the demand zone is violated, trend won't be changed. See, the nearest demand zone, drop base rally. If this drop base rally, again rally base rally, both are LOTL scenarios. See, both are overlapped with each other. And also here also you see, these are the LOTL scenarios. If both together are violated, then trend will be changed to sideways from the current uptrend. So until this latest zone is violated, so we cannot confirm the trend change from uptrend. Okay, so that's why in gold current trend is uptrend. And silver is also same. See, silver is also making all-time highs. It is already violated all the supply. See here. Let us assume silver could have been downtrend by the time it reaches. Let us assume, maybe, because unless we calculate exactly, we can't confirm. But just want to tell you why silver is having a trend as uptrend. So we have two supply zones when prices reached. Let us assume if at this point, if trend would have been downtrend, maybe even sideways also possibility is there, but in case, even if it is downtrend, see by violating trend would have been changed to sideways. After that, the next, see this one is violated. After this violation in this, first pierced, this is pierced. See here, This is pierce. By piercing this zone, trend is changed to sideways. See, now completely violated. Now you can't qualify, you can't keep this zone for trend calculation. Once it is pierced or violated, whichever happens, first remove it from the chart for trend calculation. See, now no more supply here, even if it pierced. Otherwise, what happens? Because next time completely gone, again you may consider the same zone for trend calculation. That's why once it is either pierced or violated, you should not consider that zone for next trend calculation. Next trend calculation, this supply zone is valid. And this is violated. But you may ask a question. See here, a new supply is created. Now you draw. Maybe LOTL scenarios here, the gap is small. Both together is violated. Now trend is changed to uptrend. Or you are convinced it is not LOTL. Now again this is pierced. So now trend is changed to uptrend. After uptrend, easily the supply is violated. Now prices are moving up and also prices are at all-time high. It created a new supply rally-based drop, and that is also violated. Why? Because the trend is already uptrend. After violating supply, the uptrend will continue to uptrend only. Once the trend is uptrend, if any supply is after that, it is violated, uptrend will be continued to the uptrend only. By violating the supplies, during a uptrend, it conveys what kind of message it conveys? It conveys demand is much stronger. That's why it is making again new highs. So when trend will be changed to sideways from the uptrend, here we have a drop-based rally, demand zone is there. If this demand zone is violated, now trend will be changed to sideways. Because it is in the uptrend and also it is having zone violation, rally-based drop, and this rally-based drop is violated because of this demand zone. It also got the zone achievement. Trend is also in our favor. Maybe next time it may give you a good trade from this zone. Maybe. You will be learning other concepts in the second phase of the training, starting from lesson 11. Lesson 11, after each chapter, already I gave examples. They will be helping you to understand. Only phase 1 training videos only. After the lesson, I did not give examples. Only in lesson 9 only I gave examples for all. Now with these examples, you also understand how the other markets. Lesson 9, I gave examples related to equities. Now other than equities, I am giving examples in the remaining, because many people ask the questions whether these concepts work in Forex, whether is it going to work in commodity, is it going to work in oil, is it going to work in Forex. This is how people are asking questions. Now with these examples, you will get clarity how better the supply-demand zone concepts are working. That's why in the beginning I told in any market you can use supply-demand zone price action concepts. Okay, anyway, this is a drop-based rally. This newly created demand zone, if it violates, then trend will be changed to sideways. After that, here we have next demand zone, rally-based rally. And if that is violated, now trend will be changed to downtrend. Okay. But otherwise, current trend in silver is uptrend. Uptrend market moves very strongly. That is what we observed in silver, we observed in gold. Next one is a commodity US crude oil in US dollars. What could be the trend? So let us calculate properly. Many things are happening. See, previously market is sharply fallen down. So by this time when market reached here, let us assume the trend is a downtrend. Okay, from downtrend what happened? Here you have a drop, base drop. You have a supply zone here. And by violating this supply zone, definitely we can say now trend is changed to sideways trend. And after that, here we have one more supply here. And by violating this second supply, also trend now from sideways it is changed to uptrend. So now you all agree? When prices are here, trend is at the uptrend. Okay, fine. Now from uptrend, what happened after that? You see here you have a demand zone here. Let me change the color. And here you have one more demand zone here. And here you have one more demand zone here. Okay, small distance is there, but okay, these two are different because below we have two demand zones. There it is negligible difference. We can say both together are LOTL. First one is another demand zone. See, the first demand zone is violated. By violating this demand zone, trend is changed to sideways. Now trend. Now here you see again LOTL zone. Once again it is created. Prices are moving here. Now a new supply is created here. Okay. But still, even it created supply zone, still trend is sideways only. Because these two zones are not yet violated. Okay, now this LOTL is pierced here. By piercing this zone, what happens to the trend? Now trend is changed to downtrend. From sideways, trend is changed to downtrend at this point of time. Okay, fine. Now I am deleting both these zones. Now at this point of time, trend is a downtrend. Now what is happening? Now prices are moving up. Now drop base drop is created here. A new drop base drop. Okay, while creating this drop base drop, trend is downtrend. Now you see first time it is pierced. Now after that completely gone. Because pierced zones many times, zones will easily be violated after that. But anyway, by piercing this zone, what happened? Now trend is changed to again sideways. Now currently it is at sideways trend. But what is the demand zone? Nearest demand zone that is not violated is here. And this demand zone drop base rally. And here nearest supply zone rally base drop. And this demand zone is strongly holding the prices. But current trend is sideways. Maybe some days prices might be moving in between within this demand and supply, or maybe a new supply may create. We never know. But this supply already violated and changed the trend to sideways. That indicates this demand zone is strong. But the point you should understand, current trend sideways, until one of these zones are violated, trend may not be changing. Suppose if this demand zone is violated, sideways trend changes to again downtrend. Suppose if next sharply prices moves up and if this supply zone is created, now sideways trend will be changed to uptrend. But if it is moving in between for some time without creating any demand and supply zones, probably trend will be continuing as sideways for some time. But the point you should understand, the current trend is sideways in crude oil. Okay, now let us look into Forex charts. First, Euro and US dollar. This is Euro and US dollar chart. Here you see rally base rally. And here you have another drop base rally. and below again you have one more drop base rally. Actually, I'm not really convincing because the candle is large, maybe ERC candle, large candle, failed ERC. Failed ERC candle can't be used as a base candle. Unless you convince that you can keep inside the zone. But this is a large candle. Okay, we have two zones here. Maybe this is valid. Rally, base, rally. Okay. Rally, base, rally. And all these are all rejections from this zone. Prices entering and pushing. Maybe the demand is strong in this zone. And now you see, by violating this first demand zone, the trend is changed to, here we have a supply zone is there. Okay. This zone is violated. By violating this zone, what happens to the trend? Trend is changed to sideways. Let us assume trend is uptrend here. Because sharply moved and it violated all the demands, definitely trend would have been uptrend here. Say from uptrend, the zone is changed to sideways. Maybe some of you may say, here also we have a rally base, rally is there. This is also some of you may convince. Rally, base, rally. Then this is the demand zone. First, this demand zone is violated. So that way also, either way, in case if you are convinced this is a demand zone, some of you may not convince this is demand. Maybe you may see leg out could have been a little bigger. Some dilemma might be there. In either case, still when prices reaches here, trend is a downtrend. Why? By violating the first, trend is changed to sideways. By violating the second, trend is changed to the downtrend. By violating the third one, downtrend is again continued to the downtrend only. Suppose you did not draw this zone. Even then, see, by violating this rally base rally, the trend is changed to sideways. By violation of this second zone, also trend will be changed to downtrend. So either way, whatever the way you convince, whether 3 demand zones or 2 demand zones violated, now trend is anyway downtrend only. Okay. Now we are looking for current trend. Okay, but before that, any zone, how many supplies are here? Here one more supply is created. Okay. See, from here when prices are coming, see, this is not yet violated. Prices reached somewhat close to the digital line, but still it is an active zone at this point of time. And this supply zone pushed the prices, a new supply is created. Now this demand zone, again LOTL zone is created here. See here, LOTL zone is created. Both these zones are overlapped with each other. If both are violated, then only you should consider trend change at this point of time. Anyway, prices are not here, but in future if they come, both are violated, then only trend change should apply. If first one is violated, you can't apply the trend changes. Okay, anyway, this zone is created, violated, and while violating, the trend is changed to sideways. And while violation, again a new demand zone is created here. Exactly in this place. Sometimes you observe, When a supply zone is violated, same area institutions may create a new demand zone. So this is such kind of example. Anyway, trend is changed to sideways. See, now this demand zone is holding the prices multiple times. Okay. And this is a medium size candle. I am not considering a supply zone. Okay, here again a drop base rally is created, a new zone is created here. See again one more test it gave here. This supply zone also worked very strong. Again it pushed it to the demand zone. Now you see, now this supply zone is violated. By violation of this supply zone, now trend is changed to uptrend. So currently in Euro USD currency pair, the trend is uptrend. But here again, a failed ERC rally candle, two base candles and a rally candle. A new demand zone is created again. If this demand zone violates, now again trend will be changed to sideways. If this demand zone is violated, trend will be changed to downtrend. And if this is violated, downtrend will be again continue to the downtrend only. But at present trend is uptrend. And this demand zone holding the prices. If it is unable to hold in the coming days and fails, and that means either it is pierced or violated completely, now trend will be changed to sideways. But at this point of time, the trend in Euro USD currency pair is uptrend. Hope you got it clear. Now let us look into Great Britain and USD currency pair. Okay, let us assume when prices reached here, the trend is downtrend. Let us assume. Mostly it will be downtrend, but if anybody having any doubts, you just calculate here. See, one demand zone violated, here one more demand zone violated. Trend would have been, no doubt it would have been downtrend here. But here what happened? Here we have a supply zone. Okay, any other supply zone? Here we have one more supply zone. Or even if you consider this is not, I am not convincing leg out, but even if you draw a LOTL supply zone here, even then. But actually this is not a great leg out, so I am ignoring this actually. But even if you draw, this is violated here. This is the most recent supply zone. Now you see what happened here. Here a demand zone is created. And this demand zone is responsible for the violation of this supply zone, drop base drop. And because this is violated here, now trend is changed to sideways. I am deleting. Now in this candle, trend is sideways. From downtrend it is changed to sideways. Next, another demand zone is created here. Sideways trend, right? Okay, now prices reached here and then again this zone is violated. And by violation of this newly created demand zone, now again trend is changed to downtrend. Because currently sideways trend is changed to downtrend. Now at this point of time, trend is downtrend. Now prices are moving here. Here you have a drop base rally here. Let me show you here failed ERC as a leg-in. You have to, but this is a medium size leg candle. Here I want to teach you one important concept. If you have earlier base candles, you can keep medium size leg candles inside the base. If earlier base candles are there. Without base candle, you cannot keep a medium size leg candle inside the base. Because earlier base candle, this medium size, because we have a leg out. And earlier base candles, we have a leg in here. So that's why you can keep this supply zone. This is a daily supply zone. A new supply zone is created, and from this demand zone again picked up, and this new supply is pierced here. Did you notice? Now again trend is changed to from downtrend sideways. Once again it changed to sideways. Now this supply is holding for some time. After that this supply is also violated. Now sideways trend is changed to uptrend. And meanwhile, who is responsible for violation of this supply zone here? A new demand zone is created here. A new demand zone, rally base rally. And this was responsible for the violation of this supply, this demand zone. That's why it got a zone achievement, and also trend is changed to sideways from downtrend. Now this supply is violated. And who is responsible for violation of this supply? The same demand zone. Here we don't have a great leg out candles. So I'm not considering, maybe if you are convinced this is a valid leg out follow through candle, maybe you can draw a zone like this. But I'm not fully convinced with this, because it is a medium size candle. But this is violated here, because now trend is, because of this violation, trend is changed to uptrend. Now in the uptrend from this supply zone, it picked up the orders and then came and reached this newly created demand zone having zone achievement. And now from here, now again market is moving. Who knows, maybe this demand zone may push the prices up and it may give profits to the traders. That possibility is there. Or if this demand zone is violated, now again uptrend will be changed to sideways. That possibility is also there. Anything can happen. We can't rule out, because we can't predict the future, right? We can only analyze what is happening. But at this point of time, the trend is uptrend. If this could have been a little bigger candle and it could have been a large candle, then we would have drawn a zone, and this zone is violated. Because zone is violated, trend will be changed to again sideways. Because I am not getting convinced with this as a leg out. See, that is the reason why easily it is violated. But anyway, according to my analysis, the current trend is uptrend in this chart. Next one is USD and Japanese yen. See, here you have a drop, two base candles and a drop. This is a large candle. This is a failed ERC, not a base candle. And this supply, this is a supply zone. Drop, base, drop. See, this supply is violated. This is another supply here. And meanwhile, this supply is violated by this drop base rally. So let me draw a demand zone here. And by breaching this supply zone, trend is changed to sideways. Let us assume trend is downtrend. Actually here we have LOTL zone here. See, overlapped, the newly created one and this one are overlapped. And one more, see here actually 3 layers LOTL. 3 layers are there. Okay, anyway, after that what happened? One more demand zone is created here. And here again drop base rally LOTL zones here inside this. Now this supply is also violated. By violating this supply, now trend is changed to, actually maybe some of you may draw a supply zone here. This is also valid. A rally base drop. This is a rally candle, base candle, and a large candle, drop candle, and follow through candle. And this supply zone is violated. How it is violated? By creating a new demand zone. This is daily demand zone. Now trend is changed to, from sideways it is changed to uptrend. After that this supply is also violated. Now uptrend is continued to the uptrend only. After that any supplies violate, uptrend will continue only. So after violating this third supply zone, uptrend continued to the uptrend. Now you see what happened. This rally base rally is violated. Now trend is changed to sideways from uptrend. So in the sideways trend, see, market moved many times within this zone. And LOTL zones are created. You see here, LOTL zone. Both are LOTL because it is a negligible difference. Drop base rally. Now rally base drop. Supply is created here. And because of this supply, what happened? This LOTL first one is violated. Now second one is pierced completely. First one is pierced. After that completely violated. While piercing itself, can we change the trend? No. LOTL both has to be violated or pierced, both together. See now second one is pierced. Because both are one is completely violated, second one is pierced. Now trend is changed to, again, from sideways it is changed to the downtrend. Trend is changed to the downtrend. Just change it to the downtrend. Now what is going to happen with this supply? Now it is very important. If the supply pushes the market down, downtrend will be continued. Prices sharply get into this area. Or again, if demand is further increased and if this is violated, again downtrend will be changed to sideways. If that is the case, again prices will be moving sometime within this area. But at this point of time, the trend in USD Japanese yen is a downtrend. Just started as per the zone violation. And this supply zone is the responsible for that. Okay. And this supply zone might be having a lot of strong order flow. You will learn such concepts in lesson 25. The zone that is responsible for trend changes. I explained an advanced concept that I developed. Trend change origin is a concept, new concept I developed. At the time you will understand. But anyway, this supply zone is responsible for the downtrend. So this is how we are calculating the trends. Next, let us look into this NASDAQ. See, NASDAQ is at all-time high. It violated all the supply. See, now it is further moving up, moving up. Definitely we can say NASDAQ current trend is uptrend. It is at all-time high also. So there is nothing much to discuss in this chart. Now let me go to the Nifty indices. What is the current trend in Nifty? Let us calculate. See here, from all-time high, all-time high is here. Almost reached all-time high, violated many supplies. At the time prices reached, definitely Nifty could have been at uptrend at this point of time. After that, what happened? Let us see. See here you have failed ERC candle, base candle. Here we have a demand zone. Okay. The demand zone is also again violated. So definitely when prices reaches here, let us assume it could have been downtrend. Somewhere here, let us assume it is a downtrend. Nifty is a downtrend. Based on that, what is happening in the recent price action? Let us understand. Here you see, from downtrend, trend is changed to sideways by violating the supply zone. And who is responsible? This demand zone, drop base rally is the responsible. This demand zone is responsible. Because it is a drop base rally. This demand zone is responsible for trend change here. Now downtrend is changed to sideways. Now what happened? Again a rally base drop is created. After that base drop is created. These are the supply zones. Here one more. Okay, now from downtrend, trend is changed to sideways. You are agreeing, right? Okay. So I am deleting this demand zone. No, sorry, this is the new one. This supply is violated. This supply. By violating this supply, trend is changed to sideways. So I am removing this. Now prices further moved. Now here rally based drop is created. Again drop based drop is created. So trend is still sideways only. Now this drop base rally is violated. Now sideways trend again changed to downtrend. Sideways trend again changed to downtrend. That is what you must understand. Okay, now Nifty trend is downtrend at this point of time. Now what happened now? Now drop base rally is created. A rally base, we can't consider this as a leg out. This is a drop candle, not a valid pattern. But here we have drop base rally. Let me draw a demand zone here. Okay. And this, from this demand zone, prices get into this supply and again came down, again started moving up. And this supply zone is violated. By violating the supply zone, now trend is changed to sideways trend because here it is downtrend. From downtrend, now again trend is changed to sideways trend. Here any demand zones are there? Yes, there is a demand zone. Here you have two failed ERC candle you may consider. Leg in, two base candles. In lesson 9.3 and 9.4 I explained a concept hidden zones. Hidden body and hidden zones. That way this candle gets a hidden body and it will become a rally candle. Next, another rally, maybe with hidden body, again another rally candle. This is not a base candle, a rally. And those who did not learn lesson 9.3 and 9.4, please complete those lessons to understand this example. Otherwise, keep this as example hold, and after completing a lesson 9.3, 9.4, again you come back to this discussion and try to understand this example. You get clarity. Here again you have a new demand zone here. And this new demand zone is responsible for violation of this supply zone, and now sideways trend is changed to uptrend. Now Nifty is having uptrend. And this zone is having zone achievement. Current Nifty trend is uptrend. And here rally base drop is there. Probably this is responsible for pushing the prices down, this supply zone. See, from this supply zone, prices sharply coming down. Let us see if this demand zone hold and again pushes the prices and continues the uptrend or not. In case, suppose if this demand zone is violated, now Nifty uptrend will be changed to sideways. If this demand zone also violates, sideways trend will be changed to downtrend. If this demand zone also violated, downtrend will be continued to downtrend only. But at this point of time, Nifty trend is uptrend. If supply zone violates, uptrend will be continued to the uptrend. If this demand zone violates, uptrend will be changed to sideways trend. That is what you should understand. Okay, otherwise, the current trend in Nifty is uptrend. What about Bank Nifty? See, from all-time high, Bank Nifty is coming down by breaking many demand zones here. Here we have a rally base rally. Again rally base rally. Trend is changed to downtrend. So definitely at this point of time, Bank Nifty trend could have been a downtrend. Okay. Now while coming down, a supply zone is created here, Bank Nifty. And here you see rally, two base candles, rally, follow through candles. This is Bank Nifty demand zone. And this demand zone is responsible for this zone violation. So that way it got the zone achievement. But what is the trend before this supply zone violation? Trend was a downtrend. Now by violating the supply zone, downtrend is changed to sideways trend. Now Nifty is at the sideways trend. And also rally base, medium size leg candle also can be part of the base because there is an earlier base candle. Now you have a leg out candle. You can draw one more zone here, supply zone. And from this daily supply zone, prices went and coming down. But before that, by violation of this supply zone, downtrend is changed to sideways. Now prices may move between these two zones for some time if the sideways trend continues. Otherwise, if the supply zone is violated, sideways trend will be changed to uptrend. Or if this demand zone is violated, again sideways trend will be changed to downtrend. Only future price action only confirm what kind of trend changes are going to happen in Bank Nifty. But at present, Bank Nifty is having sideways trend. Because from downtrend, the supply zone drop, base drop is violated. And this demand zone is responsible for changing the downtrend to sideways trend. This is what you should observe. And also it got the zone achievement also after violating this drop base drop. So this is what you Sorry. So this is what you should understand about trend calculation based on the zone violation, and also we have seen few LOTL scenarios also, and how to consider the trend changes in LOTL scenarios also we discussed. Hope these examples will help you understand trend identification based on supply demand zone violation. It's a very, very important concept. Okay, thank you all for attending this lesson. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.